Sun goes up, sun goes down, death, taxes. The New York Rangers win at home. The Carolina Hurricanes lose on the road. The Canes outplay the Rangers in the shot category, but it doesn't matter because they're on the road. The Tampa Bay Lightning win another Stanley Cup. These are all things that happen every single day and are likely inevitable. So let's go ahead and talk about the fact that the Canes put up 39 shots against the Rangers. Shesterkin is amazing. 25 shots is all it takes to go ahead and put in 5. Let's talk about the consistency that is this series. Carolina Hurricanes started this game what I would consider slow. The New York Rangers took full advantage of the Carolina Hurricanes in this one, and it's awesome because Tyler Mott ends up scoring the first goal. The first shift was interesting because the Canes end up starting with the stall line. Yeah, it was the stall line, need a rider, and fast. And like I said, what's made all the difference in this series is getting that stall line matched up against the Zibanejad line, because at the end of the day, if you can take away the scoring of the Zibanejad line, you're likely going to be able to shut down the Rangers in your 39 shots. You should get enough through that end up penetrating Igor Shesterkin. Did you say penetrating Shesterkin? I did. You know it. With pucks. So the stall line gets matched up against the Reeves line, which is line 4, and that's basically a waste for the stall line at this point. So it's nice you start your third line. You hope they're going to start their big guns. They don't, and when it comes to game starts, the visiting team actually has to submit their starting roster before the home team does. So even in the first puck drop of the game, the home team gets home ice advantage, which means they get to select who they want to play. They go with the Reeves line. That's what I would have done too. I like starting my first line. I wouldn't have gone with the Reeves line normally, but in this instance, it makes sense because it ends up wasting the stall line, and then you follow up with the Zibanejad line right away. And that's exactly what Gerard Gallant did. That's exactly what I would have done. So very smart. Home ice advantage matters because of these types of games and gamesmanship. The question will be heading into Game 7 is that can the New York Rangers finally figure out a way to beat Carolina at home? Because so far it's held. It's crazy to think that this is held for Carolina through the entire series, as well as the entire past series. If Carolina ends up winning this one, this will be the first time I can remember in a long time. You let me know down below in the comments because you guys all have these crazy stats at your fingertips. Has the team won every game at home in the first 2 series? I don't know. I can't remember a single time it's happened. So home ice advantage matters for the bunch of jerks. It matters for the New York Rangers, and it matters because of coaching and line matching. This game, though, was all about the fourth line, and it was all about the third line. So Mott ends up scoring tonight. He gets his second one there, 7:22 into the game. And why did he end up getting it? Weak goal by Raanta. Like, that just, it wasn't a good goal. Zibanejad ends up scoring off the power play, and again, same thing. It's a power play goal, sure, but the way he ends up scoring it, and we'll break it down at the end of the video here, the way he ends up scoring it, I don't think that was a great job by Raanta. He doesn't get his stick down properly, so that ends up going up 2-0 in the first. And when you think about it, the Canes ended up coming back quite well in that first period in terms of shot count. At one point, it was very lopsided for the Rangers, but the period ends 15-12 for the Carolina Hurricanes. You were starting to think maybe Carolina could make a run at this, but at no point in time did I think that Carolina was going to make a run. The only reason was when Raanta, I could see it on the first goal, and if you were with us with a live stream, thanks for being there. We actually live streamed this game. So the guys down in the chat can validate that after that first goal went in, I was like, I don't know, this looks like it could be a bad game for Raanta because that was a weak first goal, and it ended up being that way because the Chytil goal, number 3 in the second period, wasn't a great goal either. And again, not knocking the Rangers for scoring here. Score any way you can, but Raanta ends up getting pulled by Brind'Amour. It's only 3. Of course you pull him. I would pull him after that. 3 bad ones. You put Kochetkov in. However, is that guy going to really turn it around and win you a series? He's been solid. He's a good goaltender, but probably not. Either way, you got to make a change. You can't let that happen. And I wonder at this point in time if they're not going to go to Freddie Anderson in Game 7. I don't know enough about Antti Raanta as a goalie to know if he's going to rebound strong enough in Game 7 or if he's a goalie that's going to have a chip on his shoulder and he's going to carry the load, or if they should be looking to get Anderson in there. He's been in the stands, so I know it's a long shot. It's a long shot for a goalie that hasn't not even playing backup role right now for Carolina in order to go in. But I just wonder at this point. I believe it's 85% likely that this ends up being Antti Raanta's net at this point in time for Game 7. I think Brind'Amour will let him finish what he started. Brady Skjei ends up scoring first for Carolina, and there is life from Aho and Jarvis. How does he get that goal? My favorite player on the Canes Seth Jarvis diffs shit off to the right, drives the mid lane like a beauty, gets in front, gets the assist. That's the way you do it. Good, tough Canadian kid getting to the net. And Skjei ends up putting it in from the point past Shesterkin. The kid line again, Chytil from Lafreniere and Shesterkin. Shesterkin gets 2 assists in this game, folks. 2 assists from the goalie. He is starting to remind me of the Rob Brind'Amour days. This guy is racking up points at this point in time. By racking up, I mean he has 3. So if you have a playoff pool where you pick goalies, Shesterkin might be a little bit of a cheat code because he gets you those extra 3 points here right now. So Chytil gets his second one. Vincent Trocheck responds, ends up making this game 4-2, and you think there might be life. But after Trocheck got this, you could see that Carolina needed to go in 4-3 at the end of the second. They needed to find that goal, and they don't get it. There were penalties, they had power plays, they had every opportunity at that point in time to take control of the game, but they don't end up doing it. I mean, you got Kreider in the box, you got Shesterkin in the box for interference. Someone asked if that's interference. Yeah, that's interference. Goalie ends up standing in his way. You can't block Jarvis from getting a puck that way. So anytime a player touches a goalie, I automatically assume it's going to the player, and then cooler heads prevail in my head. I'm like, oh no, this is going to Shesterkin for sure. So Capo Caco ends up serving that one, and they just don't capitalize. They don't. And the power play right now for the Carolina Hurricanes has not been solid. The power play for the New York Rangers has been excellent. It's over 25%. Carolina is under 15%. They're closer to 12. Maybe 11 at the end of this game now. It's not great. The penalty kill for the Rangers continues to be solid, and why the power play for the Carolina Hurricanes isn't working is because they keep working it with Deanglo up top. You don't need Deanglo working it up top. Get it down to Aho, get it on the side. You want to work it from the half wall or behind the net. This up top, they need to give different looks. They need to start teaching and training Shesterkin to know that every puck isn't going to come from the top. Shesterkin, if it's from the top with that distance, whether he sees it or not, it is enough time for him to adjust and save that puck. So I don't like the fact that they're doing a lot of the work with their 3 above the circle at this point. I would get the 2 shooters below the circle, and I would try to play 4 down low with Deanglo up high, but I would quarterback that puck from the half wall. It's just me. Hey, it's easy to say in hindsight. You never really know when it comes to these things, but I think you got to change up something. I think they've just been too stubborn. They keep running it from Deanglo at the top. Carolina doesn't get their 3rd goal going into the 3rd. It's unfortunate. It doesn't really make for a very good 3rd period, in my opinion. The first 8 minutes is just neutral zone clog up time. And of course it's going to happen. That is what New York wants to do. They want to clog up the neutral zone. They're up 4-2. Let's just get out of this one, boys. So they only get 7 shots in the second, 6 in the 3rd, because New York basically goes into a prevent defense at this point in time. They're just trying to keep pucks out of their net. Carolina gets 11 and 13 shots respectively in the 2nd and the 3rd. But in the 3rd period, that first 8 minutes was an absolute snooze fest. They couldn't get it out of the middle, neither team, and that heavily favors the Rangers. So if you're a Ranger fan there, you're going bananas. And when you take a look at the hoodie here, you might be going, wow, coach is a Rangers fan? It says Assiniboine Park Rangers. So one of the teams I ended up coaching here in Winnipeg. Just a kids team. It's a lot of fun there. And for those of you that aren't French, Assiniboine in English, I've been told many times, looks like ass and bone. Funny. At least I think it's funny. What an interesting power play a 4-on-3 is. Teams don't practice this thing, guys. They don't. Like, there's no reason to practice a 4-on-3. They're so rare. So it's interesting because it's just letting the boys play. I was really excited to see that on the live stream. I'm like, I wonder how this is going to go. It's just one of those little nuances where you're like, you don't see these too often. There's been a carnival ride of penalties that are going forward, especially after the high stick to Kreider. And you're just going, I don't know how this is going to work out. And it works out with an Artemi Panarin goal. But one thing I do know that works out is joining our Discord and having a lot of fun with the beauties over here at Hot Garbage Sports. Guys, gals, everybody has been joining this Discord. We're over 225 people. So if you want to chat with Coach Ryan D and the rest of the fan base, this is the place to do it. Smash the link down below. If you've been watching these videos, 80% of you are not subscribed. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It's free down below, that little red thing down there. And go ahead, leave a big thumbs up for Coach Ryan D in this video. It helps spread the love, share the love. Canes fans, Ranger fans, we love all you guys being on here. And think about giving our members page a little bit of a join here. It's been growing every day since then. Brown Tiger, he's a massive Canes fan. Our buddy Tyler was in the chat today. Amazing Kook was in the chat. These are all members on our page. Gary Batman is in there. We were missing Gannon today. Lance Kane, thanks for being here, man. Tasty Snack was in there. All the boys, all the guys were there. Janet Collins was in there. Thank you very much as well, too. We appreciate every one of you joining our live stream, being members here with Hot Garbage Sports, and we'd love you to be part of the coach's staff as well. Get those badges, level them up. Tyler Mott ends up scoring here, and the reason is the Carolina defenders end up getting backed in because of this play. So as the puck comes out to the wall here, the Carolina defenders have already backed up, and what they need to do at this point in time is they need to re-gap. What re-gap means is you need your defenders to skate out, and you need them to start re-gapping at this point in order to ensure that the rush coming from this direction from the New York Rangers is handled. They are unable to do that, unfortunately, and as you end up seeing here, they pick up the puck, and it is going to be a 3-on-2, but Mott is just going to blow through everybody. Both Carolina defensemen get caught flat-footed here at this point. They have backed in way too far. Now it's a 3-on-2, so at this point in time, yes, you have to back in, but this gap is still not what you want on a 3-on-2. It's not tight enough, and it all happens because of that neutral zone play. And then problems continue to occur because Mott ends up walking in, and it's just a little soft shot that ends up beating Raanta under his glove. So yes, this is on the goalie. He should be able to stop it. We move over here to this other angle, and you can see it like he had the angle on the puck, but on this angle, there is too much net showing on this side. It ends up hitting him, getting a piece of it. It goes in. It's 1-0 Rangers. Not a great goal by Raanta. Not much I can pick on the defense for here either. They should have gapped better, but Raanta should have this puck. Mika Zibanejad, a one-man show here at the blue line, manages to keep it onside. Really nice puck movement here. And then you end up with a 3-on-2, but there's nowhere to pass the puck. The middle's completely clogged up here. Take a look at Zibanejad's footwork here, though. He ends up lifting his foot here, and he ends up leaning over to the right side. These little moves not only make an angle change, but they're great little tips that shooters need to be able to do in order to fool goalies. So he makes that nifty little move. He's able to get his leg down. He makes a quick little leg pump. And what that does is that's going to open the 5-hole here from Raanta. So really nice shooting job done here by Zibanejad. But again, I mean, when those go through the 5-hole like that, I'll give you all the little close-up of the Mika leg lift. The leg lift is key. It ends up just, you know what? It doesn't matter if it's a head fake, a shoulder fake, a leg lift. These things end up messing up things for goaltenders. So goal scorers do this all the time. He ends up making that quick little pump. The puck floats around, and then it's just really more of a push pass here. I know it's a shot, but I mean, it's just a really interesting motion that he has to make. His hands are really high on his stick when he does that. And then Ranta's just, he's not in position. Like his stick isn't on the ice properly here right now. Unfortunately, he just had a case of the yips. That puck ends up going in through the 5-hole. It's like Raanta was asleep, wasn't ready for it, wasn't expecting it. 2-0 Rangers. A light dump in here ends up costing Carolina. They end up catching the puck up here. That puck should have ended up going deep. It's an unfortunate bounce here. Sometimes this just happens. Players just read and react, and they pick that off. And as that puck comes up, they're able to stretch it here to Chytil, who presents his stick, stays on side. Beautiful move there by Chytil. And Chytil's going to bust in on a 2-on-1. Ranta's got a good angle here. At first, I thought this was a junk play by Raanta when I was watching the shot live, and then he ends up finding this top corner here. This is just a shooter's shot at this point in time. He shoots for the ear holes. Like I said, when you're shooting for the ear hole, it's that area right here, just over the shoulder. Aim for the ear. You're going to end up finding that top corner if you can. Goalies cannot cover the exact puck size area over their shoulder this way. And this is what ends up happening. It perfectly finds that spot off this area of the post and wraps around inside the back of the net. But unfortunately, that would be the end of Ranta's night, according to Rod Brind'Amour. This goal is going to be all about Seth freaking Jarvis over here. What a really nice job by the kid in Carolina. Sticks end up in the lane. Take a look at Jarvis. He ends up eyeing it down. He's taking a perfect angular path to the puck here. So now what we see is the guys are getting in there 1-2-2. And in a 1-2-2, you're going to be able to cause turnovers in this game. There's a flipped puck that ends up coming all the way back into the zone, ends up here. And who is it? It's number 24. He makes the entire skate for the end of the ice, comes back, does what you need to do. You need a guy that's going to come all the way back from the offensive zone like this, hard strides, play on the right side of the puck. He does it. He's able to pick it up. He uses his foot, high skill here in order to pick it up. Using your foot like that, and Jarvis is an extremely high-skilled athlete. By using his feet, he actually gets to use his body position and ensure he doesn't get checked here by Zibanejad. If he picks that up with his stick instead of his foot, he can't use his butt here to block out the player and continue up the ice, and Jarvis does it better than anybody. Remember when I said he's fast? Zibanejad is fast. Jarvis is faster. There's no question. Look, 2 strides, bang, he's gone. He separates from Zibanejad so quickly in this moment. It's more continued speed from Jarvis here, and speed is problems for defenders. The defenders back in, and as soon as they back in, Jarvis has done this too many times in his career, maybe not in the NHL, but in other places. When these defenders give up the line, they had odd man rushes. That allows Jarvis to walk this line and again use his speed. This is why speed causes problems in the NHL. This is why I think Jarvis is so highly skilled. Uses that speed, ditches it off, drives the mid lane. We always talk about driving the mid lane. Get in front of the net, kid. That's what you want to do. By driving the mid lane, he takes a defenseman with him and he creates gap here. So this has been all Jarvis on the back check, on the pass, on the mid lane drive. Everything he's done is correct, even the foot pass. They end up finding Brady Skjei in the top. There may not be a screen here, but because Jarvis has driven the mid lane and that gap was created, they're able to move that puck over to Skjei. Skjei has that high slot opportunity and he ends up beating Shesterkin, no problem. Backhanded shots are a goalie's worst nightmare. This is a very, very good shot here by Chytil for his second goal. Really tough, uses all that strength, able to lean in and beat Kochetkov here, short side into this corner. This is a near perfect backhand. You cannot ask for any better. There's nothing to break down other than the fact that Chytil makes a beautiful shot. Defense is in the right position. Goalie's in the right position. It's just a great goal. Taking a look at it from this angle here, just look at the veracity. Oh my goodness. That backhand was incredible. There was only one little spot he could have put it. So he finds both spots for both goals. 2 perfect shots there by Chytil. Kid line on fire. Really, really nice job. Carolina wins a battle here for a loose puck, and that allows them to get this goal. Now, what you see here is the puck was just over here in this zone, and we have a battle going on. We call this the hit zone or the battle zone. But what you won't see is that there is nobody here causing puck support. Puck support means you want to be on the right side of the puck, a couple feet away from the puck, but you don't have that. You actually have 2 guys in the wrong spot. Fox is in the right spot as a defenseman. You want him to be somewhere here. You don't want him to be pressuring. But there is no centerman or forward down here supporting the puck battle, and because you don't support the puck battle, the puck ends up on the Carolina stick because they do have puck support, and what they end up doing is getting it up to the top, and then they're going to widen the zone over here to Skjei. As soon as they're able to widen that zone, it's going to be trouble for Igor Shesterkin. Igor gets his angle properly. That puck ends up going on net. It is a very tough rebound to put in. They just shovel it towards the net. It ends up off a leg and in. Sometimes that's the only way to beat Igor. You can see that angle here off a shin pad and through the pads. That all happens because of this play here and not having any puck support on the right side. You got to have somebody on the right side. That's why that goal goes in. So good battle here. Good job by Fox. The forwards, you got to have puck support all day, every day. Carolina's got it. There's their puck support guy right there. That's exactly what you need. And if it goes the other way, you got another puck supporter here. So Carolina does all the right things on this one, just wasn't enough to win the game. New York Rangers on a 2-man advantage here. On a 2-man advantage, you don't just want to shoot. You want to take the right shot, the perfect shot. So Panarin here at the top, he's beautiful. Couple little stick handles, ends up taking a shot. I don't like this shot at all. Why don't I like this shot? The puck has not moved enough to warrant the shot. You need to make sure you have more cross-ice passes or north to south passes on a 5-on-3. You don't want to just shoot. I don't care if there's a screen in front of the net. I don't care if you're one of the best players in the world. You want to get the best odds when shooting. What ends up happening, though, is the puck goes from low to high, and then it ends up bouncing out. That's when you want to take your shot. So the puck ends up walking out here, changing in that question mark pattern, and when you change from south to north or north to south, it becomes very hard. Low to high for a goalie is a hard angle change. That puck ends up on Panarin's stick. He's able to make a little nifty move over the Royal Road here, over the middle. So not only are we crossing that road, but we are going low to high, and now the shot is good to go. That's when you want to shoot on a 5-on-3. Perfect job. Ends up beating Kochetkov over here on the left side. Really nice shot on this one by the Breadman, and that would be it for the game. So we're heading home to Carolina now. If you want my prediction, it's going to be Carolina at home. That stall line is going to match up nasty. But Ranger fans, don't think this series is over. I heard a couple of people saying, that's all right. Kane's got him at home. Maybe, maybe not, because what has happened in the past is irrelevant when you're getting into a Game 7. Heading into a Game 7, it's anybody's game. All you got to do is get a puck bounce going your way. You are up, and you are heading to the Tampa Bay Lightning. So on Monday, there will be no Hockey Sunday. Unbelievable. On Monday, we will have to wait and see if it's the New York Rangers or the Carolina Hurricanes that get the distinct pleasure of playing Andrei Vasilevskiy and the Bolts. We'll catch you tomorrow for a video as well, too. I've got an informative one dropping out. Remember to go ahead, thumbs up, subscribe, and like. Thanks for being here, folks. Get you in the next one.